Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up some goals for the month of December. I'll be showing you guys my process of setting up my monthly goals and my weekly tasks each month to help you guys set up your own goals. So, if that sounds good, let's jump in. And I've got a couple brush pens here ready to go, along with my friction pen that erases, and that is it. So let's go ahead and get started with the December monthly goals. I'll start by pulling out my quarter four goals and basically pulling the first three goals directly from there. My first goal is a work goal, and it is to complete my 2026 prep series for my planner setup. I decided to assign each month with kind of a theme that I could work on. And so this month, since it is the last month of the year, I'm going to be focusing in on my 2026 prep. So, one of the first steps I'm going to need to do is to film one video each week related to the theme. Hopefully, that will help me be prepared when the time comes. Also, too, I need to utilize and refine the workflows I've developed to help streamline my production. I'm still kind of working out the kinks on this, but hopefully, the things that I have implemented so far will help me get things done more efficiently. I also will need to time block my schedule and build in some pre planning time, thinking about 1 to 3 hours a week for any prep I will need for these types of videos. Also, I'll need to solidify my planner setup, something kind of outside of the goal, but that is pertinent for the goal to happen. And I need to create any necessary inserts that I will need for my setup. There are a few things that I think I'm going to need to build, and I need to find the time to actually make those happen so that I'm all set with my planner when 2026 comes around. Okay, so that is a work goal, and my next goal is going to be a fitness goal, again, straight from those quarterly goals. So, my fitness goal for the last 3 months has basically been to lose a pound of body fat and to lift 10% more volume in heavy weight. I have been able to track the body fat somewhat, looking at the scale. And I also had a body fat percentage test that I could do at my previous gym, but I don't have that anymore. So I'm just going to have to wing it as far as figuring out if I've met this goal or not this time around. But some things I'm thinking to do are to schedule and complete 2 to 3 heavy lift, 2 to 3 endurance lift, and then 2 to 3 cardio/hit sessions each week. I have been able to kind of do a light version of each of these, so I'm hoping to beef up my routine a little bit. I also have to track my nutrition, stats, and volume lifted daily. Daily might be a bit of a stretch, but I definitely will be tracking it weekly as far as like my volume lifted and my overall nutrition stats. I'm also going to try and review my body stats weekly. I don't have the same machine that I did in previous months, so I'll have to figure out another way to track this. And then I want to increase my protein intake. I've been getting close to 100 grams, but it's not consistent, so I want to get 100 grams of protein each day and reach at least 8,000 steps daily just for my overall health and well-being. So the next goal I'll be grabbing from my quarterly goals is a professional development goal. This is related to a class I'm taking that's going to be starting up this month. That is more of a advanced photography editing class. So I really just want to see if I can make something from that class that I can show other people to let them know where my skill set lies. So I want to create one photo editing project for my portfolio this month. Of course, like I said, I'll be starting a new class and I'll need to attend it weekly and complete any relevant coursework that may come up. but I'm thinking no matter what I end up having to do for the class, I'm going to time block out 1 to 2 hours each week outside of class for this portfolio task, whether I'm using my own photos or something for the class that is part of the class structure. So that's the end of the quarterly goals that I'm going to be migrating over into my monthlies. Then I usually like to pick one more monthly goal that is just a kind of single month goal to focus in on. And since we've recently moved and just started to organize our home, I'm thinking to really dive deep into that in December if I can find the time. So the goal is going to be to organize, deep clean, and simplify my home. That is a mindset goal. I just quickly wrote that in. My plan is to address one zone per week. I've done something similar in the past, so I'm basically pulling the same structure and just reorienting it for our new place. I'll tackle the kitchen first, I think, and then move on to the living dining room the next week, office, and then kind of bathroom linen closet. Those are the main areas that really need some attention, specifically deep cleaning and organizing. I plan to set aside 4 hours per week to clean each zone. Hopefully that'll give me enough time to really dive deep into each of these areas. And then I plan to kind of do a little bit of pre-planning for this by making a to-do list before the week starts. Anything that I may need or what I want to do in each zone to make this goal happen. Those are my 4 goals for December. They may be a little ambitious, even though there's not a ton that I have to do, just because it is the holidays and I already feel like I'm behind. So we'll see. But hopefully, the goals will help me get things done a little bit faster. Some things that I need to get done no matter what. So I'm hoping that these goals will get done and help me achieve all the things. On to my weekly tasks. I've already pre-set up the date spans for each week in December. I am going to be trying to do 3 videos a week. So I'm just going to quickly write those in because that in and of itself is going to take me a bit more time than I'm used to. But I have to film and post Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday videos each week. And then based off of my fitness goal, we have 2 heavy lift, 2 light, and 2 cardio workouts for the first week. Then I want to solidify my planner setup before I can really tackle that 2026 planner prep series. So I have that. Some other things I'll need to do are checking my body stats and weekly volume for my fitness goal, starting my portfolio project, kind of getting that going. And then we will tackle the cleaning of the kitchen first in week 1. So since the filming goals are going to be the same, I'm just going to skip down to that fitness task that's related to my fitness goal. And we're going to try to up the workout count each week somehow. So for week 2, I have to lift 2 heavy, 3 light, and 2 cardio workouts. The next time, try to up it to the max there with 3 heavy, 2 light, and then 3 cardio workouts, and then finally 3, 2, and 2. I also want to put in those tasks from the first goal, which I will need to create any necessary inserts to finish up my planner setup, and then make any DIY projects for 2026. These could be videos depending on how it works out, so these might be the things I focus on each week. And I have to create my planner setup in the last week of December, the full week. And then finally, I have to move into my planner that week after that. So I will need to check my body stats and weekly volume each week. So I'm just going to quickly write that in on each weekly. And I'm thinking that very last week, as I move into my new planner, that I'll take that time to reevaluate my health goals and my overall outlook for 2026. So we have those in there now. Just a few more items that I'll probably need to tackle related to that portfolio project, which is to start that. So I'll ideate the first week, begin the portfolio project the second week, work on it the third week, and then hopefully have that completed by the fourth week. And then we'll also break down the zones per week. So I have for week 2 now to clean the living and dining areas, and of course organize and purge anything I need to get rid of. We'll do the office in week 3, and we will do the bathroom and the linen closet in week 4. So basically, I'm just grabbing tasks directly off of the monthly goals page and slotting them in weekly so that things can slowly progress to getting those monthly goals met. And finally, I will finish adding in those video production schedules each week for Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday's video. So let's pin that in quickly. Hopefully, I'll have some time to fit in a break. I'm not sure how it's going to work out just yet at the end of the month, whether I'm going to break between Christmas and New Year's or just go through with my normal schedule and then take a break in January. Haven't quite figured out what would be best just yet. Some last things that I know that are going to be coming up in the next couple weeks are finishing and sending out my holiday cards, which takes up a bit of time. And then I also like to bake cookies and make gifts in the second week before Christmas. Hopefully, I'll be able to make time for those things. And that is it, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, to go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.